Hello friends, today we're learning about mirror symmetry. Mirror symmetry is a little different than regular symmetry and that you might have learned about, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle of my paper so I can demonstrate. So for regular symmetry, if I draw an arrow here, I draw an arrow here. If I draw a pattern, circle, heart, X, I'm going to have to draw the same pattern here. That's symmetry with pattern. I can also do symmetry with color. So if I have red here, I must have red over here. So that's symmetry with shape, pattern, and color. So now I'm going to show you what mirror symmetry looks like. If I draw an arrow here, mirror symmetry is like when you're looking in a mirror and it flips over. So I have to draw my arrow facing this direction. If I do mirror symmetry with a pattern, circle, heart, X, it's not that. I need to flip it. So now it becomes X, heart, circle. And if I do mirror symmetry with color, how do I flip color? I don't. The color would be the same on the other side, but just like when you look in a mirror, what happens to your words, friends? They flip backwards, okay? So what I want you to do is take a picture. Excuse me. And I found this picture. That's my 6th grade class photo. I don't know why it's not coming in clearly, which makes me sad. Why is this not coming in clearly? There it is. And I don't know. It did before. Huh. Well, I'm sorry about that. Ah, there we go. Just a little slow. So, let's see, I'm going to make it. Okay, so what I want you to do is take your iPad. I have my son's iPad. And you're going to take the camera and select the camera. And then find your picture. And then take a photo of it. And you also want to take the border around the outside because we're going to create our symmetry around the frame. So I have to move it over just a little bit. And because I can't edit around the white paper. You can do it right on a table, so you don't have to worry about that problem that I just had. And look at my picture. Okay, so I'm ready to edit my picture. I selected it. I hit edit. It's facing the wrong direction. So I choose the square on the bottom left, and then I choose this rectangle with the arrow, and it flipped it nicely for me. Then I want to frame my piece. If I didn't have the right size frame, I could move this. And I could also adjust my picture using these buttons. Woo, woo, woo. So if you find that it's like really looking like this, because it's tilted or your iPad was tilted, try and adjust it so it is as much in the squares and balanced as possible. So that's great. And now I can choose markup. That's that circle up there. And then this comes out and I'm going to do some mirror symmetry. So let's say, please imagine that I'm going to draw a yellow line right down the middle. There's the middle, right? So whatever I do on this side, I need to flip over and do on that side, okay? I'm going to get rid of that yellow line. And I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to start with red, and I'm going to start marking up my picture. So let's say I start down here, and I decide that I want a circle. If I flip it over here, where does my circle go? All the way over here. Okay, I can do the same thing at the top. I can do a circle here. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to do a circle here. Now I'm going to continue with my mirror symmetry, and I'm also going to be using colors and patterns. So let's say I decide to go through the rainbow. So that's great. So I'm going to do an X, which means it flips over this way. So I have an X here. And I want to do the same thing on the bottom. I can, no problem, but you don't have to. If I do an X here and we flip it over, there's an X here. So it's the same on both sides. Then I'm going to continue with my shapes. So I got to find my dock. Next color is yellow. And so if I do a square, oh, no, I didn't get yellow. Got to get yellow, okay? If I do a square here and I flip it, my square is here. And I'm going to do that at the top too. If I have a square here, I'm going to have a square here. I'm going to continue through my rainbow. Now I'm going to find green. Make sure that's green. And I'm going to do a different shape. How about a rombo? So I need to flip it and do a rombo here. And I'm going to do that on the bottom too. A rombo and a rombo. And then I can draw another shape. I don't have a lot of room for a lot of shapes. One shape that's really fun is a heart. So, because if you draw a heart, half of it is on one side, and then the other half is on the other, and I can do that on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to continue going down. So what color in the rainbow comes after red? Purple. So I'm back on purple, and I'm going to continue doing shapes. So let's see, and patterns, and let's see, can I do an equal sign here? And then I can do an equal sign here. So if I want it to be the same on both sides, if I do an equal sign here, I'm going to have an equal sign here. Now let's think of another shape I can do. What color comes after purple in the rainbow? We go back to blue. Now you can do the same shapes again too that you've already done. We did a circle. I can't tell if that's a square or a rectangle, so it's probably a rectangle. I'm going to try and do another good square, or a better one, I should say. And if I put a square here on this side, I'm going to put a square on this side. Now let's find the next color is green, and I'm going to find another shape that I like. I'm going to do an asterisk, which is an easier form of a star, and the star is there. If I do a star here, I'm going to do a star here, and I kind of ran out of room, so I'm going to go to yellow, and I'm going to do something really simple, and I'm just going to do a nice line like that. And if you have time, my friends, what you can certainly do is color in your shapes to make them more interesting. And you can add, if you feel like it looks a little bleak, you can certainly add smaller, different patterns and designs. Make sure you color them the same on both sides, right? I got to color this the same and this the same. And if I want to make it even more interesting, I could do some fun stuff right on top of it. I can pick like, a color that isn't really represented here very much. That would look nice on yellow. How about a very light blue, purple, sorry, like Vikings colors, and let's see what happens. And I can put another shape on top of my yellow so that my design is a little bit more complex. I can also do things like, let's say, take black, and maybe if I put a dot here, I can put a dot here. Oops, get out of there. Right? I could start adding smaller things, right? So maybe I want to add a dot in between every shape. And that way it's the same on both sides. Okay? So we're not stressing out. A dot in between every shape. So you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper with detail and design. And by the time you're done, say done. Take a screenshot and upload it for me. Thank you, lovies. Hope you enjoyed the project. Can't wait to see your mirror symmetry.